I can never tell if it's live or not. I'm looking at you here, but I'm looking at my screen there, but I'm looking at you here, but I'm looking at my screen there. I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. I see an eyeball. I see one eyeball. I see two eyeballs. 2 eyeballs. Does that mean there's 2 people watching? What does that mean? I see 3 eyeballs. I see 3 eyeballs. That's what the content's going to be. It's going to be me counting how many eyeballs come in the room. Hi, Molson. How you doing? I'm going to put you guys back up onto my stand again because I want to drink my coffee. And holding the phone and drinking my coffee is not conducive to being comfortable. Hi, Mark. How are you doing? Now I see 4 eyeballs. I see 4 eyeballs. It would be so good to know how many people are in the room at any one time. I feel like it's all guesswork. Shall I put you guys up here so I can drink my coffee? I mean, it's nice having you up close and all that, but priorities. Coffee's the priority, you know what I'm saying? You're sitting here bored. I shall try to alleviate that boredom, Molson. You've only got one eye. Oh, God. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you a cyclops? Can you guys hear me okay? I had the mic way up because I didn't want it in my face. How was your Christmas? Did you manage to get some kind of semblance of Christmas? I hope it was fairly restful. I'm thinking, I've been thinking, I know it's dangerous, but I have been thinking. I'm thinking we should bring back Peri Blind Date. Does anybody want to help me talk through what Peri Blind Date is? Thank you, Walter, for that hi back. I don't know how many people are here from Periscope and who are familiar with Peri Blind Date. Does anybody know what Peri Blind Date is? I think we should bring it back on Haps. He had a bonfire outside. Nice. Nice. I've got coffee. And do you want to see what my kids got me for my Christmas? Honestly, I don't even drink. You would think I was a raging alcoholic. One of them bought me rum raisins, which are literally raisins soaked in rum. And the other one bought me Bailey's biscuits. I mean, I'm not opposed to a bit of rum and raisin and the odd Bailey's occasionally, but you would think I was a raging alky. Thanks for the super hearts, guys. Does anybody know what Peri Blind Date is? Would anybody like me to talk you through what Peri Blind Date is, or are we just do we not give a shit? Do we not care? What's the situation? Yeah, I might actually have some of those because they're quite nice. I'm not intending on driving anywhere anytime soon, so excuse me while I work on my quadruple chins. Okay, I'm going to talk about Peri Blind Date. Molson, you know what Peri Blind Date is. Did you guys... Hi, Helen, if you have the studio open, go to settings, destinations, and turn Peri off and back on. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with Peri? I mean, I'll do as I'm told, boss, but I want to know why. I'm Scottish. I don't just do as I'm told. I've got to ask questions first. My surname's Wallace. You know. Sorry, I just realised I'm munching down the mic. Go to settings. Okay, so go to settings and switch it off and on. Edit destinations. Oh, it says starting. Hang on. So I've switched it off, switched it back on. Still says starting. That's odd. How long do I need to switch it off for? It's off. It's on. It's off. It's on. It's off. It's on. I'm missing comments because I'll come out of the comments thing. Always ask questions. It's the stubborn part of my brain. Right, hang on. I still don't think that's. I'll check it again, Pablo. Hang on. It still says starting. Does that mean it still hasn't gone? So does that mean that you can do that at any time in the broadcast? It doesn't have to be at the start? Too many hashtags. Can I delete hashtags? I'll try one more time. Hang on. Am I able to delete hashtags? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hashtags. Hang on. Yeah, it still says start, and I'll try one more time. Switch it off. I'll just switch it off. Edit hashtags. And then if I delete that, I'll go back into the destinations and switch on Periscope. And that hasn't made any difference. Or how about if I just delete all the hashtags? I can't see the comments. Hang on. Right, wait a minute. When I'm in the settings, I can't see the comments, so I have to keep coming back in and out. Right, hang on. Edit hashtags. Let's bin off. It says starting, still says starting. Okay, I'll just leave it where it is, just where it says starting, and if you come back to me and tell me what it is I need to do. And I will do it, Pablo. I'll be compliant. Now that I've asked the question. How do you would hop on your computer? How do you would hop on your computer? David, I don't quite know what you mean by that. But I'm going to explain Peri. I don't know how many people are in the room. Who wants to hear about Peri Blind Date? And of course, the title of the scope is Have You All Recovered from Christmas Yet? So do feel free to tell me, have you recovered from Christmas yet? I don't know if everybody's disappeared or if I have people here. Did you all run away? Were the chocolate raisins too much for you? Mark wants to hear about Peri Blind Date. Hang on till I finish stuffing my face. Wait a minute. So, on Periscope, I'm glad you're all still there. So on Periscope, I used to host a thing on a Sunday evening called Peri Blind Date. And what we would do is we would have a contestant. Unfortunately, it was always a woman because there were never enough other women in the room. It was always men that used to come in the room. But what we would do is we would have a contestant, usually a woman, who would come in, tell us a little bit about herself, and then anybody who would like to date her would call into the audio call-in, and obviously we had room for 3 call-ins. So they would all tell us a little bit, you know, hang on, I'll turn that down. The contestant would drop down, and the 3 men in the beam or whatever would you know, tell us about themselves, and then she would ask them questions and narrow it down. You know, she would drop one down, leave 2, and then come back in and talk to both of them until we eventually had a winner, basically. And we actually did have, I say we, I, because I'm a fucking genius, did actually have a genuine, legitimate, you know, obviously we made connections every week, but we had one couple that actually became a couple. He was from Scotland, she was from England, she moved up to be with him, and they moved in together. They just had a baby a few months ago, and they're engaged. And they met May last year on Perry Blind Date. I'm incredibly proud of that. So I think HAPS would be a fantastic, there's so much potential now, we can actually see the people. I know it wouldn't be blind date anymore, but what we could do is we could have it camera off, audio only to start with, and then when they actually pick the winner, we could switch the cameras on and reveal what the people look like. So I think we should bring it back. The reason I stopped doing it was because you have to be in the right frame of mind to host that. You know, people are nervous. It's a dating game. They've never called in before, or they don't know who you are, or, you know, you're having to hold their hand and talk them through it. And I'd start off in a great mood, and then you'd get arseholes coming in just totally killing your vibe. And you can't fake that. You know, you can't fake being convivial and jolly and, you know, into it. You just can't. So I stopped doing it. But I think it could be reinvented on HAPS. I think there's a lot of potential. So yeah, you weren't allowed, Molson wasn't allowed to play because he's married. Obviously, the one prerequisite is that you've got to be single. But the thing I never got a chance to do on Periscope was I never got a chance to have a male contestant picking from women, because there were never enough women in the room, and I never got to do a gay couple. And I would love to, you know, switch it up so it wasn't just always a woman picking from men. So it's got potential. It's got potential. And that's Perry Blind Date. I think we'll still call it Perry Blind Date. I think we'll still use the hashtag Perry Blind Date, just, you know, for old time's sake. But it's essentially like a thing we had in the UK called Blind Date in the 80s, and I'm sure the Americans must have had a version of that on TV as well. I'm guessing I still haven't gone out to Periscope. Wonder what I've done wrong. I've obviously done something wrong. I just don't know what. Did you all have a lovely Christmas? Have you all recovered? You have The Bachelor. Yeah, but that's modern. That's a new thing, Wilson. But Blind Date was back in the 80s, and our host was Cilla Black. And her catchphrase was, "What's your name and where'd you come from?" She had a Liverpool accent. And you'd have her standing, the contestant would be on a stool, and they'd have a big sort of like divider, not a curtain, but like a big sort of like fan-shaped like divider, and you'd have the 3 contestants sitting on stools behind the divider. So we got to see what they looked like, but the contestants never got to see what the other contestants looked like. You know, it was Blind Date. So maybe we'll bring that element into it by having everybody switch their cameras off. I don't know if I'm able to do that. See if I have people in the broadcast, am I able to switch their cameras off so it's audio only, or do they have to do that? That's a really good question. If I do that, does that switch me off? You can all wear masks. You can't play anyway, Molson. You're married. You wouldn't be allowed in. How do I switch my camera off? Can I keep them off camera at my end? That sounds perfect. So it sounds like we have our contestant. He or she tells us about themselves off camera, you know, with camera off, audio only. We get 3 people in who would like to date them. We keep their cameras off. And then when they've narrowed it down, we reveal. And that sounds perfect. Let's do it. We just need to find a time slot now. We need to figure out if a Sunday evening's still good for people, or... Well, it wasn't late in the evening. It was kind of like... What used to happen is Phone Box Andrew would do his Phone Box quiz at 3 p.m. on a Sunday, and I would usually go after him. So maybe sort of 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock our time, that kind of time. But I don't know how that works. It's really early in America at that point, and the Aussies are on the way to bed, so I don't fancy doing it at 2 o'clock in the morning my time though. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't know how I switch my camera off then. How do I do that? Am I being incredibly dense right now? Because I'm presuming it would just be the same. Okay, I see what I do. Easy. Okay, not a problem. Presumably I can do that to all colours that are in. So. Excellent. Cool beans. I like this idea. Does anybody want to come in and chat to me and we can test this theory out? See how it looks. I don't mean play a game of, you know, blind date right now, but we could figure out the logistics of how it would work. If anybody wants to call in. That was a good coffee, but now I'm going to want another one. I drank it too quickly. Oh, yeah. What did I do with Periscope? Why is it not working? That's so strange. Is it because I called them super heart thieves earlier? They're punishing me. Is it because I went on Periscope earlier and said, you know, bring the scopers, you know, super hearts up to a level where they can claim it so that they don't get stolen? Is that what's going on? Periscope are punishing me for calling them out. Gits. It wouldn't surprise me, you know. No, it still says starting. That's annoying. Do you think I've got too many hashtags? What if I just delete all the hashtags off? We don't need them, do we? No, it's telling me that it's starting, Molson, that it hasn't actually been sent, and you would get a notification from me on Periscope if I'd gone live there, wouldn't you? If you still follow me there. I don't know what I've done. I've deleted all the hashtags now. That hasn't made any difference. Oh well, whatever. Fuck Periscope. You know, how do we feel about V-signs, boys? I know it's okay to swear, but how do we feel about, you know, physical gestures of, you know... I like to push it. Should we give Periscope the middle finger? Oh. I'm sorry. I don't want to bring any disrepute to your platform. Oh man. Well, at least the Facebook page went live. That's fine. I haven't checked. I haven't seen any messages from that. I don't know if there's Anybody? See, people are commenting on that, and I haven't seen. Okay, if you're watching from Facebook, I don't see your comments in the chat. If I go onto Facebook's page, I can see your comments under the video, but I don't see them coming through live. So I'm sorry if you're watching on Facebook. I'm not neglecting you. I just don't see your comments. Hi, Robin Smith. Thanks for dropping by. I don't know if you're still there. No, I don't think. I thought I'd maybe done something wrong, but it could just be. It is definitely set up to go to Periscope because it went last time. Something's glitching. Why? What's wrong? What do you mean? Define glitching, Molson. Is it glitching for anybody else? Do I need to start again? Is it freezing up for anybody else? Does anybody else have an issue with the connection? Or is it just Molson? This is Do They Know It's Christmas? And the challenge is to listen to this is Midyear and Tai Unwin. Do They Know It's Christmas? Breaking news. Coffee addict needs more coffee. Don't know what's going on, Molson. I could restart again. That would resolve the Periscope issue as well, I guess. I just got a notification for something. What was that I got a notification for? And it's a world of dread and fear, where the only water flowing is the bitter sting of tears. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. Okay, maybe I should just restart it. The notification was someone else going live, I think. I don't know if Pablo's still here. Should I restart it, maybe? No, the notification was Mark going live on someone else's broadcast. I got a bzzzt. I wondered what that was, and now I know. And now I know what it is. Right, I think I should restart it, guys. If Molson's getting glitching, Periscope hasn't cast out, let's just start again.
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Yep, that's the notification I got. I wondered what the buzzing was. Right, I think I'll restart this. All right, give me a second. Will you come back? Or are you all going to bugger off to somebody else's broadcast? Because it's infinitely more interesting than this one. Okay, let's give it a bash and see if we can get it working properly. And I'll make a fresh coffee while I'm at it as well. I'll be back.